My name is Ross McCarthy and I'm a Master Trainer with the Guild of Dog Trainers, and this course is about how to be a competent and effective puppy trainer. Depending on where you're training, if you're outside, of course the grassy surfaces are ideal, but if you're training in an inside venue, lots of places have wooden floors and they're far from ideal, in fact can be very dangerous for puppies as they're running around or moving, pulling towards other puppies. They often slide over and obviously can become injured. So rubber matting or some kind of carpeting is preferable for inside venues, and it will be down to you to source the material out. Fuck's sake, sorry. So of course it'll be down to you to source the kind of material that you require and to lay that before each puppy training class that you operate. What's of critical importance is that the area that you're using is secure for the puppies. So that includes gates and doors. You also need to abridge all of the people that are attending with their puppies of the rules relating to ensuring that gates and doors are closed. Because the last thing that anybody wants is a puppy that's let loose to be able to vacate the area. So it's critical that you look into the insurance needs, and whilst of course lots of providers of the buildings have third-party insurance, it really is down to you to make sure that you have the correct level of insurance. We use pet business insurance and there are links to that on the Guild of Dog Trainers website, but equally there are numerous insurance providers around, and really it's down to you to have a look and find the most suitable policy. When you've chosen your venue, it's really important that you start to look at the safety aspect. People who are coming with puppies, you need to ensure that the areas that you're using are secure. So that includes gates and doorways, and you need to ensure that all of your attendees are fully abridged of the safety requirements, so that if doors are required to be closed or gates are required to be closed, then you have to ensure that on your first lesson you go through all of these procedures as a priority. One thing that you can be sure of in a puppy training class is that there will be accidents. So you need to be prepared for those and have cleaning equipment available. So that really entails a mop and some safe disinfectant to clean an area in the case of having a puppy pee. Of course, when you're hiring a venue from others, it's absolutely critical that you leave that cleaner than you find it. There are huge problems with dog trainers being able to find a venue, and I think lots of cases that's due to misuse of the facilities. So if you're using somebody else's hall that you're paying for, just make sure that after the classes you sweep the area, make sure that it's free of hair, and that you disinfect the area where the dogs have been and leave it in a general good state. When you're training outside on grass areas like this, it's just important to have a little scan around the area, check for potholes and just the general condition underfoot, so that you can warn people when they arrive, because the last thing you need is puppies or people tripping over in little potholes. And certainly if it's been raining and the ground's wet, you need to really have a look and make sure that people are wearing appropriate footwear for the weather that it is during that class. Another consideration for those of you lucky enough to have an outside venue to use as well is just the public access to those areas, and also making your clients aware of that. So for example, you could have livestock in the next field, or you could have a public footpath coming close to your training area. So it's being aware of those and just making sure that you've got contingencies in place, so that should a group of ramblers start coming along, we can quickly get the puppies under control and wait for them to pass. And circumstances like that, it's just being aware of the locality. Right from the outset of your training class, you need to be able to tell people exactly what's required of them. So that comes down to things such as parking, keeping puppies on a lead. What you don't want is people coming in and having to make their own decisions about what they do. And people often are very surprising in the behaviour that they display and what they deem acceptable. So it's not uncommon for people to turn up and let their puppies off the lead to have a little run around before the class. And of course that's not what we want. We certainly don't want that anywhere near roads, and we don't want it when there are other puppies and dogs walking around. So it's critical that when people arrive, you have either yourself or your assistant trainers to meet them, show them where to park, welcome them, and then bring them into the training area and detail all of the expectations, which is primarily keep your puppy on a lead unless you're instructed otherwise. Leads, collars and training equipment. As you're aware, there's so many different collars and lead types on the market, and puppy owners, when they get their new puppy, they pop off to the pet stores and have a field day shopping, buying all sorts of things in various different colours and designs, most of which perhaps are not suited to puppy training. We always send out a welcome pack via email or in the post to the new puppy that's coming onto the course, just so that we can lay out before they arrive the types of leads and collars that we require. And that's just a normal fixed puppy collar and a normal lead made of leather or nylon. No chain leads, no half check collars or anything. We just need normal flat collars and a sensible lead. Our welcome pack contains all of the training methods and instructional exercises that we complete through the whole 8-week course, so people can read that in their own time. There's also included an introduction to the instructors, detailing about their past experiences and their qualifications in dog training. There's also copies of a programme, the 8-week contents, so that week 1 through 8 is split down so each puppy owner knows what to expect as the course progresses. And at the end of the welcome pack, we have a copy of the contract that the puppy owners completed prior to attending the course. Puppies and temperament. You have an opportunity when people call to inquire about the classes that you offer to speak to them about their puppy and get a feel for what they think about their dog. Also, we like to send out psychological profile forms for puppy owners to complete, just with some very basic questions about the dog's behaviour around the house. So for example, things as how they're progressing with toilet training and the puppy's temperament and how it copes with being left alone. When the puppies arrive at the training class, that gives you a perfect opportunity to just stand back and observe them arriving. Now some puppies, because of their age, won't have been exposed to too many stimulus outside of the house, so those puppies will be nervous or a little bit scared of some of the movement going on or other puppies at the location. And you really then need to become involved and start making the experience as enjoyable as possible for the puppy. Conversely, some puppies will arrive, be crazy, bouncy, all really excited. And again, it's us managing the big bouncy puppies and the timid puppies so that the two don't meet and one makes the other one even more fearful. So it's just bringing people in but making your observations initially about each puppy's little temperament as they arrive. Temperament formation and coping strategies. What we want when puppies arrive is a pleasant experience with us. We want them to start enjoying the training environment. So for that reason, you need to be really aware of the spacing between puppies. If a young puppy is fearful, we certainly don't want to compound that. So you need to be aware of where you're placing the puppies. And the biggest thing that we need is space, so that you can move puppies around and give them the opportunity to find their own feet, if you wish, in this new environment and allow them to gradually come forward as opposed to being forced into a small environment with lots of other puppies, which is going to do far more harm than good. An example being, we have a very timorous puppy at these training classes, and we also have a very boisterous, confident dog. And what we don't want is for those two, is for the confident dog to bounce around all excitedly and terrify the timid little puppy. As the instructor, you're in charge of the class and managing the people. And what often happens over the course of a training programme is that people become friendly and familiar because they see each other each week, and then they start to chat. And when you're standing at the front of the class, which is very distracting for you as an instructor, but also affects the ability of the other attendees to listen to you. So it's important that you control them, space out the people so that there is no ability to chat between themselves, and also make the rules really clear at the start of the course that chatting is not permitted during those instructional sessions. Having an assistant trainer is really invaluable, so that when you're instructing, they can keep an eye on all of the puppies and see who needs their help specifically at that time, and then they can go in, intervene and work with that puppy so that you can keep talking to the whole group. So how do you get an assistant trainer to come and work with you, or how do people become assistant trainers? There are of course various routes. Some people are doing courses such as the Cambridge Institute of Dog Behaviour and Training, give you a call and ask to come down and help out to get some puppy training instruction, which is super. However, the most common route is one of your puppy training clients that's been with you, learnt the methods that you use, shown a real aptitude for dog training and a skill with people, that you may wish to invite them to come on another course just to help you instruct and to learn a skill. It also may be that they approach you and ask if they could come along and help you out. And really these offers are too good to refuse.